A lot of strength in Bionano's price action these last few days. I want to talk about the macroscopic outlook here, and we do the short-term indicators here all the time on the channel. This video for the technicals, I thought I would switch it up. I'm going to be going over the long-term big-ass cup and handle indicator. I want to go over the stochastic indicator, a new one that we actually don't look at ever. The weekly moving averages. I want to look at a lot of stuff that we typically don't look at to give you more of a midterm to long-term outlook from the technicals, right? As long-term as you can be realistically with the technicals. Remember, the fundamentals is what matters. I mean, the technicals are, honestly, you can neglect the technicals if I'm being honest. Fundamentals, the company is what matters, not the charts, but of course, short-term, mid-term, sometimes long-term, they help in getting your entry points perfect, or at least better than they would be otherwise. Starting right off with the stochastic indicator, I really like this indicator. We don't use it very much. I think of it as essentially, and you can use this your same way, okay? I haven't been using this one as long as I have the other indicators, okay? Not even close, okay? But this indicator, I think of it as an RSI and a MACD in one. Essentially, you not only you get the bullish and bearish cross sort of function, but you also get an oversold and overbought kind of function here. And on the weekly chart, we are not even, we just got the bullish flip. K line crossed over the D line just over, what, 2 weeks ago? So it's looking very good, and it looks like we have plenty of room to run. If you pair that with the RSI indicator on the weekly, which we're looking at 51, pair that with the daily on the relative strength index, you're looking at 55. We've got plenty of room to run. Now, of course, short term, I do, before we go into some other macroscopic moving averages, I want to show you guys the super trend on the daily, because this is not as long term, but 641 and 633 as that 61.8% retracement golden Fibonacci ratio level, right? That's the perfect golden ratio level. That's the resistance level. We closed the day at 632, resistance at 633. So it's going to be very interesting to see if we get a perfect rejection tomorrow, similarly to the 28th of May, or if we actually can break out, get that bullish flip on the super trend. As for what's more likely, that's for you to decide. I'm just trying to show you a lot of indicators and give you as much information as possible to make your trading more informed. I want to look at the weekly chart pattern and just general price action, right? What do you see here? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out. This looks like the start of a cup and a handle, right? I mean, you have a perfect hammer candlestick right here. That's a bullish chart. That's a bullish pattern right there, candlestick pattern. You have, I mean, you don't have, it would be nice if we had a three white soldiers here, but we have the beginning of a three white soldiers potentially, right? This being the first one. If we could close the week, in the 7 range, and then, next week would be, even a bigger handle, three white soldiers pattern, candlestick pattern potentially coming. I know I don't usually use the candlestick patterns. Usually they don't mean much because it's just, there's so many of them on so many different time frames. But weekly, that is something to keep on mind, right? I'm not saying it's likely to happen. I'm just bringing it to your attention. The cup and handle pattern would put us basically at in August or September. That's basically when we would be hitting 1569. And the price target, we would have a handle for a little while, maybe even half a month, maybe more, maybe a whole month. Breakout price target would be about $25 if this actually was a cup and handle. Now, I want to look at some moving averages here. If we look at the 200-day exponential moving average on the weekly time frame, this is actually really big. And I don't want to get you guys too excited here, but I just want to say that on the weekly time frame, we are going to get, assuming nothing crazy happens, assuming we're still in the $5 to $6 to $7 to $8 range, we will get the 200-day EMA and the 55-day moving average crossing, and that will represent a golden cross. And that is my second in my book, right? This is my definition of golden. This is my technical analysis, not yours, right? I know other people do it differently. For me, this would be the second most important golden cross after the 15 and the 200-day EMA. This is going to be, and if you're confused, basically this lower 55-day moving average, this teal line right here, that crossing above the 200-day EMA, the red one, that is your golden cross, right? We already have the first one, which is the 15-day moving average crossing above the 200-day EMA. That one happened all the way back here, and right after that happened, you got a huge pump, and then after that, that was a false signal, but still, okay, there's plenty of indicators, there's plenty of stuff here. Also, I'm looking at the 21-day EMA at 637, and that's almost at a perfect level of congruency with that 633 and 641 sell levels, which that would be the 633, 61.8% Fibonacci level, along with the super trend at 641. A lot of resistance coming in right at from 633 up to 641. You got 3 very strong levels of resistance there. It will be very interesting to see if we can break above that. Monthly, let's see what we have on the monthly, right? If we look into the moving averages, the 200-day EMA is right at 664, and that's the monthly 200-day exponential moving average. That's going to be, well, it's going to be hard to break above that, to say the least, which that's going to be another key level resistance for us to watch. That is what I will leave you with. If you would like to see more of the short term, what's going to happen, what's the probabilities for the next week or month or day, I recommend you go to the videos and then click this drop down and then upcoming live streams. Boom, there you go. And you can see BNGO to the moon, bitch. That's our next one. And there you go. That's how you see. And that's where we talk about the short term stuff. We're literally always on the 5-minute time frame. So it's like ultra microscopic stuff. And just asking me about the daily, ask me about the weekly, what's it looking like. And I can talk to you about that anytime. Anyways, with that being said, thank y'all so much. This is not financial advice. I will see y'all in the next one.